know about y'all, but I'm in my 30s, 31 to be exact. And I think when you hit your 30s, you come to this realization that not everyone is your friend. The love of your life probably is your biggest enemy. The career path that you chose is not the right career path. And you get to this point where you're asking yourself so many questions and you might feel lost, let down, broken, disappointed. And you're asking yourself these questions like, what now? Who are my real friends? Who is the love of my life? Is this my real career path? Should I do something else? And this segment is going to be about being okay with not having all the answers. So most of my friends and I are in our 30s. I have a few younger friends that are approaching 30, but it seems like we're all going through the same things. I thought I would share a video with tips that help me and my friends on our journey and our transition to full-on adulthood. First things first, thoroughly getting to know yourself. And for some people, that might call for isolation. I know. It's lonely when you're transitioning. It's lonely when you are getting to know yourself because you have to spend a lot more time alone. At some point, you might feel like the walls are closing in on you, child. Like, oh my gosh, get me out of here. Like, you know, when you grow closer to yourself, you grow closer to God, and you really just get to know yourself on a spiritual and soul level. And that's a level that nobody else can really understand you on unless you know yourself on that level. You know what I mean? Taking walks with yourself, taking yourself on dates, journaling, meditating, things that just ground you for you to be able to know every ounce of yourself. And I feel like when you get to know yourself more, it's easier to like set boundaries and like really create this script around how you want to be loved, how you want to be treated, how you want to be valued. And the things that don't align with that will fall off on their own. Like, you're not even going to have to try after that. It's going to be like, you're going to be wondering why certain things are falling apart or certain things aren't working out. And it's naturally because you learned yourself and you learned your value and you learned your worth and you really were able to value that and honor that and put it first. I feel like that's a very important step. Just really learning yourself so everything around you can make sense. Everything around you can reflect who you are as a person and what you value as a person and your morals as a person and your worth as a person. Like, everything outer should reflect the inner, honestly. I think that's the first step. I feel like getting to know people deeper than a surface level is very important. We really don't know people to the core, so we're shocked when they move a certain type of way or they do something that we don't like because we're thinking these people know us enough to respect us and love us and value us and treat us with, you know, human decency, right? That's what we would think. But as you grow older, you start to realize you don't really know anything about these people. Get to know the people you are around, okay? It's very important. I feel like, why are you hanging around, in love with, sleeping with people that do not share the same morals and values as you? You're bound to crash. You're bound to fall out. Things that you would never do, these people would do in the blink of an eye. And it's just like, no. Everybody cool to kick it with. Everybody cool to party with. Everybody cool to gossip with. And this, that, and the third. But like, do these people believe in God? Do these people respect you enough not to put you in an uncomfortable situation or a situation that can humiliate you or them? Do these people have enough respect to you to speak up for you in rooms that you are not in? All of this stuff plays a part when it comes to proximity. Like, everybody got those friends at arm distance and arm length that none of that stuff really matters because you don't deal with them in proximity to have to worry about you know, how they treat you on a day-to-day basis. You don't really vibe with them like that. You probably speak to them in passing. You probably speak to them every once in a while. But the people in your proximity, you need to know them beyond a surface level. Deeper than the surface level. You have to. Like, this is your livelihood here. This is your integrity. This is your morals we're talking about. This is your worth. This is your value that we're talking about. These aren't small components of you. These are things that make you up as a person. These are things that create your character as a human being. Why associate yourself with people that cannot add value to you or you can't add value to them? You may be transitioning and you may be growing and unlearning things and relearning things and letting go of old habits and toxic patterns. And other people may remain the same and still want to do all of those things that y'all might have done together and thought were cool, or whatever the case may be. You'll start having problems with people when you're no longer a part of the problem. It's really that simple. When you no longer align with certain people, they'll think you're changing, you're switching up, and they're gonna try to drag you back down to what they known you to be forever. Some people aren't gonna take it that well when you're trying to transition and you're growing up and you're, moving on to better things, and you have a new thought process, and you're maturing and things like that. Some people want to remain the same, because real growth and real transitioning and real maturity and real emotional intelligence takes a lot of strength. It's not for the weak. Some people are just weak. I don't know how else to put it. Ask questions and express yourself. You feeling some type of way? Say something, okay? People can't know how to treat you if you don't speak up for yourself. Pay attention to patterns. If they talking about them like a dog, they talk about you like a dog. Flat out. I mean, 1 + 1 = 2. If they fell out with Keisha, Risha, and Sharonda, baby, you gonna be the 4th one they fall out with too. You just haven't done nothing wrong yet. You just probably ain't did nothing to piss them off yet. You probably just ain't did something to trigger them yet. Your time is coming. Relationships, when it comes to value and alignments, are they putting forth any type of effort to get to know you? When you mention something that makes you uncomfortable, is the immediate reaction changed behavior or a bunch of excuses? I mean, these are things you need to pay attention to. Are these people saying things along the lines of me, and when I meet my wife, and are you included in the future plans? The messages be there. The flags be burning. Forget red. That be on fire. Okay? Like, pay attention to the patterns when it comes to people in general, especially the people that are in proximity with you, especially these lovers, especially your friends, okay? Pay attention to the patterns. When you're fully transitioning into adulthood, you meet a new version of yourself a couple times a year. Who knows? Some people more than that. Your friend that you met in 6th grade might not be the same person from 6th grade or through high school or through your early 20s. They might have grew up, changed their belief system, did a bunch of other things. You cannot expect people to remain the same. People cannot expect you to remain the same. Make sure you're having conversations. And when things stop aligning and when things seem forced, it's unnatural. Flat out. Anything that's forced is unnatural. Let it go. Career path. Go with what you love the most. Not all the time will that be followed up with hundreds and thousands of dollars. Not all the time will that be followed up with a sitting bank account and a sitting savings account, okay? The money will come. Go with what you love the most. The money will follow you. You do not have to chase the bag. The bag will chase you when you're doing what you love. Trust me. If it feels forced, it's unnatural. Jobs too. Jobs too. A lot of times in our life, we do what we have to do. Not all the time is that what we want to do. Not all the time is that what we need to do. Okay? But when you are transitioning into full adulthood, you want to make sure you're waking up every day to a life that you are proud of, and a life that you are happy with, and a life that you value, and a life that's not working you. You know what I mean? A life that's not draining you. A life that is not restraining you and restricting you. You have to wake up and be proud of the life that you are living. And if that starts with a switch of a career, if that starts with a switch of a partner, a cut off of a friend, whatever it takes, you have to take care of your insides, baby. And I know a lot of people might think that that's selfish. Like, oh, it's always this switch up, or some people, that might come off as inconsistent. You got another friend group. You got another man. Switch it up until it works for you. Who made the rules that you got to stick with certain people to see that, to make who happy? Because if you're not happy, then what? If you're not happy, who can you pour into? And if you're not happy and people are trying to pour into you, you're going to dry everything up. That can't happen, Pooh. Do what you have to do, and everything else around you will align. I'm telling you. Do what you got to do. Everything else around you will align with you, especially when you're doing what you love, especially if you are being honest, if you are practicing human decency, kindness, love. Through all of this, practice love. Through all of this, practice kindness. It don't got to be forget you, cut off. Yeah, you're not, like, it doesn't have to be nasty. Just do what you have to do gracefully. Have grace for yourself. Have grace for those around you to an extent, to a certain, to the capacity that you can bear. Okay? Because not everybody deserves grace. Some people will push you to your limits to the point where you don't got nothing to give them. Not even grace. Not even mercy. Nothing. Most of all, have patience. It is not a race, it's a marathon. I think so many of us had to grow up fast and we didn't have a choice. A lot of us want to get to our destination so fast because we feel like the closer we are to our destination, or once we get to our destination, we can relax. We won't have to worry about certain things. We won't have to deal with certain things. And I feel like that's the biggest lie that hustle culture has ever taught us. Like, oh, hurry up and get what you got to do so you can relax, so you can kick your feet up, so you can retire, so you can go lay out on the beach. So do what you got to do first, and da-da-da-da. Like, everything doesn't have to be that. Deal with things in increments. Deal with things at the capacity that you can deal with them at. Learn at your own pace. Give yourself grace. Let things fall as they shall naturally. You don't have to rush it. You shouldn't have to feel rushed to make a decision when it comes to your career. You shouldn't have to feel rushed to make long-term decisions like marriage, kids, any of that. Like, that is the biggest lie that hustle culture has ever taught any of us. We got to hurry up and do this. We got to hurry up and have babies. We have to hurry up and get married. We have to hurry up and get this career path going so we can make $30 million. We can have, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a lie. It's all a lie. All of those people are tired, burnt out, or dead. They somewhere sick, laid up because they didn't burnt out their body. Our bodies are a system. We're not even designed to work that much, to endure as much as we endure in such a short period of time. That's why so many people are dying young. If you haven't noticed, it's people in their 30s having cardiac arrest. What? It's people in their 30s having heart attacks, manifesting chronic illnesses into their bodies to the point where they have cancer, they this and they that, and they don't even have family history of this stuff. Take your time, okay? There's so much joy and there's so much happiness in the process. Like, there's so much that we're missing in the process, trying to skip steps and get ahead. Like, there's so much to learn in the process. Enjoy the process, trust the process, bask in the process. Who are we trying to outdo? I hear these things all the time where it's just like, it's somebody out there in the world that's outworking you. Okay, I'm about to take a nap. Let them keep working. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, okay, you gonna let them outwork you is? I feel like it's very important to just learn yourself, have those conversations with yourself, have those conversations with God, ground yourself, meditate, ask those questions with your friends, get to know your friends on a more spiritual and soul level. Get to know your partner on a more serious and soul level, okay? Really do what you love. When it comes to purpose, do what you love. If you can't for the life of you figure out what it is you want to do, go with what you love first. That's going to always be the answer. Go for what you love. Move away from the resistance. If it feels like too much, it probably is. When it comes down to finding all the answers, they're in your alignment. You don't have to seek them. You don't have to go to a bunch of seminars. You don't have to go read a bunch of books. You don't have to go to YouTube and look at all these videos. You don't have to do any of that. All of your answers are in your alignment. Everything that you focus on that is positive will become of your reality. Everything that you focus on that is negative will become of your reality. Those are your answers. Okay? You want better friendships, you want healthier friendships, you want healthier relationships, you want a better career, you want to live in your purpose. Those are the things you got to focus on. And they'll become of your reality. You have to stay on point with your alignment, and you have to use your discernment with the things that align you with the things that you want to do in life and the people that you want to be around and the people that you want to be with. Don't worry about who cheating. Don't worry about who talking behind your back. Don't worry about what's going on with work and why they doing this at work and why you having such a hard time. Let everything fall as it should. Because if you're asking for alignment and things start falling apart, I mean, why are you even questioning that? It's falling apart because you're asking for alignment. Obviously, the things that you are connected to are no longer a part of your alignment. The answer is there. You don't need a seminar to tell you that. That's the answer. We don't have to seek out the answer all the time. The answers are within us, and the answers are within our alignment. Okay? If you spend enough time with yourself, you'll hear everything you need to hear. You'll know everything you need to know. Stay out them bars and go to your room. Stay out that club. Sit on your couch. Okay? Indian style. Sit on the floor. Meditate. Ground. Journal. Spend some time with yourself. Quiet. Solitude. The answers are there. The answers are at home with you, yourself, and I. Okay? Sorry to break it to you. But yeah, that's all I have. I love you guys. This was a great chat. Be wise. Be comfortable in who you are. Have strength. Have tenacity. Be okay with growing apart. Be okay with growing closer. Be okay with asking questions. Be okay with expressing yourself. Okay? Be okay with letting go. A lot of our suffering comes from not being able to let go. Let it go. If it's falling apart, it's supposed to. You're asking to be aligned with certain things, especially positive things. If things start falling apart, that's your answer. It's not meant to be where you are. You're not meant to be where it is. It's that simple. Not everybody will have the most positive reaction to your growth and your strength and your transition. Not your problem. Let the chips fall how they shall. That's not your issue. Seriously. Okay?